In this tutorial, I'm going to go over A19 vector addition. This is very important concept. So make sure you fully understand this. And I give you a chances to understand fully because I'm going to do the vector addition 6 different ways. Number one, by trigonometry, geometry, law of sine, law of cosine, law of parallelogram, distance formula, and so on. Let's get started. First, we're going to start very simple. I'm going to ask you to add them. Add A. Okay, A is 3 meter and B is 3 meter, right? Now I'm going to make these A and B vectors, okay? And I'm going to say that at A plus B, when the angle between them is 0 degree. At A plus B, when angle between them is 90 degree. At A plus B, when angle between them is 180 degree. Okay, what does that mean? I have angle A, vector A, and I have vector B, which is same size. Okay, the first one is, okay, I'm going to take the vector A and I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to take the vector B and I'm going to put it 0 degree with respect to A. Okay. Now for scenario 2, I'm going to take the red vector. I'm going to put it, and I'm going to put the green vector 90 degree with respect to the vector A using head and tail. The last one, I'm going to put the vector A, and now I'm going to put the vector B. All right, which is same in magnitude but opposite in direction. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the resultant. To draw the resultant, okay, for scenario 1, resultant for scenario 2, and resultant for nothing, 0. 3 plus 3, you are, okay, so you can add red and green because the angle between them are the same. What are the angle between them? The angle of the red one is 0 degree and the angle of the green one is 0 degree. So you can add them. 3 plus 3 is 6. However, you cannot say 3 plus 3 is 6 because angle between them is not 0 degree. This one is 0 degree and this one is 90 degree. Okay, so you have to use Pythagorean theorem. So R is equal to A squared, which is 3 squared, plus B squared, which is 3 squared. So this is 4.2. And this is 0. So what did you learn? 3, if someone asks you what is 3 plus 3, you can say 3 plus 3. I cannot tell you what is 3 plus 3 because there are a million possibilities between 3 plus 3. If someone asks you what is 3 plus 3, you just simply going to say, I don't know, because there are millions of possibilities 3 plus 3 can give you. The maximum 3 plus 3 is 6 and the minimum is 0. So 3 plus 3 can be anything between 0 to 6. If the angle between them is 0 degree, then of course it gives you 6. If angle between them is 180 degree, then it's 0. If the angle between them is 90 degree, then of course you're going to use the Pythagorean theorem and get 4.2. And this is what you want to learn today. Next 20 minutes, I'm going to make this problem little interesting so that you understand by using 6 different ways. Okay, so let's get started. Here's the problem. Let's put x-axis and y-axis, x and y. Let's put the vector A. So this is 3 meter. And let's put vector B, and let's say this is also 3 meters. Okay, what I ask you to do A plus B. One thing you know, A plus B is now 6, and A plus B is not 0. But you know that a plus b could be anything between 0 to 6. All right, the resultant is going to be less than or equal to 6 or greater than 0. How much it is, we're going to find it out. First, we're going to do trigonometry. Second, we're going to do geometry. Third, we're going to do law of parallelogram. Fourth, we're going to do law of cosine. 5, law of sine and distance formula. Okay, let's first do the trigonometry. To do the trigonometry, we're gonna break the vectors to scalars. Two vectors we have. Vector A has 2 components. Vector B has 2 components. Vector A is 3 cosine 30. Vector B is 3 sine 30. Vector AY. Vector BX is 0. 3 cosine 0. 3 cosine 90. So this is 90. And this is 3 sine 90. Okay, so this is 2.6, this is 1.5, this is 0, and this is 3. Okay, now since you know the direction, you should be able to divide how many maximum direction you can possibly get. 2 maximum direction you possibly can get. One is x direction, one is at the y direction. So what are the x direction? Ax plus bx, ay plus by. You can add them because 2.6 plus 0, they have the same angle, which is they have the same angle. All right, they are at the x direction. Okay, the both are 0 degree and they both are 90 degree. So 1.5 plus 3, so 2.6 and 4.5. Since you break them down to direction, you should be able to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the resultant. So the resultant is 2.6 square plus 4.5 square. So the resultant is 5.2 meters. You also can find the angle, which is tangent inverse y over x. So tangent inverse y is 4.5, x is 2.6, angle is 60 degree. Okay, and that is trigonometry. But trigonometry is good to give you the answer, but geometry is better. It's going to make the problem more convincing, more understanding. Let's see how that works. Okay, so all right. So the geometry, I'm going to draw x-axis and y-axis. I'm going to bring this to over here. I'm going to bring that one to over here. Okay. This is 30 degree. This is 90 degree, as you see over there. I'm going to move this one. I can move the vectors without changing the direction. Okay. All right. Now the red one is 30 degree. And I don't have to say the red one is 30 degree with respect to x-axis. That's what it means. When I ask you angle, I expect you to know that we measure the angle with respect to x-axis counterclockwise. So if I ask you what is the angle of the red vector, you know that it's 30 degree because with respect to x-axis, it is always 30 degree. If you don't see it, you can always move the x-axis. And if this one is 30 degree, then this must be 30 degree. Okay, good. The red one has two component. Let's divide the component. This is x component called ax. This is y component called ay. Okay. Now, since this is 30 degree, this is 90 degree, this has to be 60 degrees. So what you see is 30, 60, 90. Against the biggest angle is 2x, and against the second biggest angle is x root 3, and against the opposite to the smallest angle is x. What is x? Let's find the x. What is 2x? 2x is 3. How do you know? This is the hypotenuse. So then the hypotenuse is 3. So 2x is 3. So then x is 1.5. So this must be 1.5. This must be 3. This must be 1.5 root 3, which is 2.6. Now you should be able to get what is ax. X is 2.6. What is AY? 1.5. Good. Now you should be able to do the vector addition, because you divide the vector, you separate the vectors to the scalar. All right, so the same direction, you can add them because both of them has 90 degree with respect to x-axis. All right, and this one is 0 degree with respect to the x-axis. Okay, great. So what does that mean? That means you have now you just can call y, and you just can call x. Good. So this is your resultant. So what is the resultant then? The resultant is x squared plus y squared. X is 2.6, y is 3, 1.5, 4.5. So r is lowercase always. R is 5.2. So one thing you know, this is your resultant. How do you know what is the angle of the resultant? Okay, you know because this is 30 degree, this is 60 degree, this is 90 degree, this must be 60 degree. 60 degree angle. Well, that's the geometry. Now we're going to do law of parallelogram. So the law of parallelogram is better than everything else. So you have x and you have y. You have 4 vectors. This is your x. This is your a. This is your b. All right, so we're going to create the parallelogram. How? This is a. This is your b. This is your a. This is your b. This is called parallelogram. Law of parallelogram. Okay, so what is law of parallelogram? Law of parallelogram is r squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cosine r. Okay, so previously you saw that if you move this one over here, right, this is 120 degree, right? Okay, so the resultant bisect the parallelogram in half. I'm going to use the different color. So resultant bisect the parallelogram in half. What does that mean? That means this is 30 degree. If this is 30 degree, this is 60 degree. So what is the resultant angle? Resultant angle is this one. If the resultant bisect the parallelogram in half, this is 30, and this is 60 divided by 2, 30. So 30 plus 30 is 60. So r squared is 3 squared plus 3 squared plus 2, 3, 3 cosine 60. So then you're going to finish. R squared is 9 plus 9 plus 18. Cosine 60 is half. So r squared is 27. So r is 5.2. And you already know the resultant angle. This is 30. This is 30. So 30 plus 30 is 60. So the resultant angle is I'm gonna just I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm gonna just bring it like this. Okay. So this one is 30. Okay. And then this one is 30. So together this is 60. Okay. I hope this is visually convincing. The resultant is 5.2 at 60 degree. And this is called parallelogram. Let's use the law of cosine. Before law of cosine, yeah, sure, let's use the law of cosine. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. A squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. B squared is a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. All right, so what do you already see that? We're going to draw this one. We're going to draw this one. Angle between these two is 120. You see this is an isosceles. Isosceles triangle. Two sides are same. Okay, this is A, this is A, this is B, this is B, this is C, this is C. We are trying to find C. Knowing that the length of both sides are the same, so the angle must be also same. So this is 30, this is 30, this must be 120. Which one are we going to use? Of course, the equation number 1. Why is that? Because we are looking for C. So C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. C is uppercase, means angle. 3 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 3 cosine 120. Okay, so C squared is 9 plus 9 minus 18 minus half. So C squared is 27 and C is 5.2. All right, and the angle is, we already know, angle is 60 degree. All right, so now we're going to use law of sine. Law of sine would be, again, this is an isosceles, this is C, so this must be C, this is B, this must be B, this is A, this must be A. So sine A over A is equal to sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. These are the side and these are the angle. Okay. So which two ratio you're going to use? We are trying to find A. So you're going to use this one and this one. So sine A, what is B? 3, C, 3, this is 30, this is 30, and sine A, and this is 120, of course. Sine A is 120, so sine 120 divided by A, we are trying to find. Sine B is sine 30 divided by B is 3. So sine 120, where is my calculator? So A must be just 5.2. I don't have calculator with me, but you can check that. Finally, we're going to do the distance formula. The distance formula, we're going to write x and y. Okay, so we just gonna draw this one. We're gonna draw the other one. Okay. We're gonna break this one in two component. Break this one in y component. We put it over here. And we're gonna break this one to x component. We're gonna put over there. Okay. So what are you gonna do? Y component over here and x component over there. Y component we already know. What is the y component? We found it before, or we can find it now. So v is equal to a and b, ax, ay, bx, by. Ax is 30. So 3 cosine 30, which is 2.6. 3 sine 30, which is 1,5. 3 cosine 90, which is 0. 3 sine 90, which is 3. All right, so we're going to add all the x's, and that is 2.6. This is 2.6. We're going to add all the y, and that is 4.5. This one is 1.5, and this one is 3. Okay, so this is 3, and this is 1.5. Since both of them are 90 degrees, we can add them. And this is, we already know, 2.6. Okay, so we're gonna have this one. We're gonna call it y. We're gonna have this one. We're gonna call it x. Now, to use the distance formula, first we're gonna draw the resultant. We have 2 points. This is, we're gonna call 0, 0, and this is, we're gonna call 2.6, 4.5. Distance formula is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Distance formula is x2, I have 0, 0. I have 2.6, 4.5. x1, y1, x2, y2. x2, 2.6 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So distance formula is 2.6 square plus 4.5 square, and that gives you 5.2. So today you learn 6 different ways: trigonometry, geometry, law of parallelogram, law of cosine, law of sine, and distance. Both gave you 5.2 meter, 5.2 meter, 5.2 meter, 5.2 meter, 5.2 meter, and 5.2 meter. Okay, I hope this different way of solving the same problem fully help you understand what's going on.